Hello everyone and welcome to another modded spotlight. Today I'm featuring the STYGI and Megaloceros creatures by Kviden. So Kviden is a new and up-and-coming modder who I did look at recently. They were the ones who made the Dreadbeak and the Husky Wolf, both of which you don't want to look at me right now. And I was really taken with the Husky Wolf and Dreadbeak because these are just some nice, elegant improvements to the existing in-game creatures. As much as, you know, I love the big TLCs, don't get me wrong, all the big custom dinos are fantastic, there is a point where some vanilla creatures I'm just kind of sick of. I'm sick of looking at them, and I really like just small, elegant solutions like what Kviden's doing. They're very charming, and as for light as they are, I think they're some very good solutions. And thus, with these two being Kviden's first two mods, they've now introduced the Megaloceros and the STYGI. STYGI being stygimoloch. Now, first things first, I did just want to mention that Kviden has gone back since 5.5 happened and it really delayed a lot of mods and updates and such. There was quite a period where the Husky Wolf wasn't available on cross-platform when they were both over-spawning. Both of these issues have been fixed. Husky Wolf is now open to consoles, has been for a while actually. And both of them are now, their spawns are a bit more reasonable, especially as these are additional creatures, not, you know, TLC replacements. So now they're quite a bit more rarer. And the Dreadbeak now has a custom saddle. And I cannot tell if this is a Atlas import, since I mean, like with the direwolf saddle, I didn't know that Atlas had wolves. So I didn't know that that was an Atlas saddle. This one for the Dreadbeak looks like an Atlas one. It's got that same vibe, but again, I don't know if it actually is or not. I mean, whether Kviden made it manually or it's an import, it's really gorgeous and it fits in the game really nicely. The Dreadbeak overall is just such a nice, they're both nice improvements. I really like these two. So, thus, I'm excited to check out the next two. Sorry, that's a very rambly intro. I've not been able to record for a while. I have been busy. There are cool things coming up. So, first of all, let us go and take a look. Let's go look for a STYGI then, shall we? So I just want to quickly mention that the regular Pachycephalosaurus is only available at level 14, and aside from their headbutting tall paw attack, I think they're kind of pretty useless, aren't they? I mean, I think Pachy might actually be one of my least tamed creatures ever. Whereas the brand new STYGI is accessible level 33, requires, just fiber, keratin, hide, and a fair chunk of metal ingots. Makes sense though, we'll see why in a bit. And meanwhile, the Megaloceros isn't a new addition. So while the Dreadbeak, Husky Wolf, and STYGI have all been new creatures, the Megaloceros is actually a TLC. It's just like a light, elegant TLC to kind of replace the existing Megaloceros, but not to the same extent as, say, ARK, where you can convert it and such. I don't think conversions are a thing, but it won't ruin any of your existing tames, but it'll just simply spawn more. Oh, is that STYGI already? Oh, there you go then. It's got a baby. Oh, fantastic. So regarding the STYGI, these guys, as you can see, can spawn on the beaches. And this is really, really handy because this, I believe, let me double check actually, STYGI level 33, Anki 36. This guy could be your early game gatherer. Well, I mean, you know, it's still 33, but you could probably find STYGIs a lot easier than you can find Ankis in the early game. They spawn on beaches, jungles, grasslands, and also in the scorched earth green desert and the aberrant fertile chamber in Aberration. It probably still has a torpor attack, and I don't have any bonus on me, do I? Oh, I do, thank goodness. Okay. I was very tempted just to shoot it and see if it would instantly knock me out. Nah, let's do this properly. So they are just a regular, they are just a regular torpor knockout. Both creatures today are regular torpor knockouts. Kviden has mentioned that they do plan to have a more fun taming method in the future, but for the time being, this is what we have. And already I like your colours. Let's go ahead and just give you some regular kibble. It's a typical herbivore, so like any crops or berries would work, but their preference is regular kibble. And we're just going to sit back and wait. Oh, look at you, little baby. Oh, okay. I was just in the process of setting up the Pachy to compare colours with, and this guy's already finished taming. I guess it is only a low level. Right, you are much larger, aren't you? Let me go ahead then, and I will just finish comparing these two. And I've also just realised, I think I'm very rambly today, so I'm very sorry if I'm talking a bit excessively. I've missed recording. I really have. So, no! Stop that! Okay, so here we have a little comparison. Now, these are two very different models, so their colour regions are going to be different, but nonetheless we can still compare just how they look with the same colour regions, same colours in general. And the Styggy, I like the Styggy, he's cool, he's so much bigger. I mean, that's really cool. So like I said, I'm fairly sure that all the Pachy does is it just does his torpor headbutt and maybe a gathering attack, whereas the Styggy, so let's go ahead and just ditch all of you guys. So the Styggy can actually farm metal, stone and flint, and a pretty decent rate to be honest as well. Stamina wise, considering I'm only level 20, stamina's actually really good. Wow, stamina's really good. I'm such a tiny low level. This is actually really, really nice. Okay, so obviously it's got a much bigger 1-12 flint. Then again, that's just regular rocks. There's another one. What level are you? You also have a baby. You are level 15 male. I'll go check out what it's like on metal and stone in a minute, but you can also see it does actually have weight reduction as well. I'm not sure. It's actually kind of a funny number. Does it say how much weight reduction? It does not. Okay, so I don't know the actual amount, but it's definitely a lot more than 50%, so it's actually really decent. How handy for such a early game creature. And it also has a new spin attack. Oh wait, no, hold on. Oh, that's the regular charge. Whee! So that's the one we're familiar with from the regular Pachy. Can I charge into rocks? Oh, or I can miss it. No, you cannot charge into rocks, but if I were to do that... Whee! Oh, no. Okay, so you can't charge like that into a creature, but you can just straight up headbutt it. Okay, cool, so that still works. But you might kill it. And it should also have, does it see? Oh, there we go. It has a spin attack. And that is good for gathering berries, and quite a decent amount of berries at that. Hey! And wait, I just realised I'm riding it without a saddle. I was so focused on just checking it out. Yeah, no, I don't even have a saddle on, so that's an interesting... Okay, that's probably not intended, because I didn't spawn it in, it was just out in the wild, so there's no reason for me to ride it without a saddle. Probably a bug. But it does have an actual saddle, which gave me 1 second, so I forgot to do this. As you can see, I was very eager just to finally record again for the first time in a while. And wow, am I rusty and chatty. Here we go then. Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow. Again, have to wonder, are these custom made or not? Because the saddle is obviously based on the vanilla... Actually, is it? I don't know. It's cool. I like this. Oh, I really like this. Kviden's a mystery. And I'm still worrying I'm saying their name wrong. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Oh, that's really, really cool. So that's, you know, now you can see why it costs 100 metal ingots. The idea for this is to give it, you know, a bit of protection, even though, yeah, these types of dinosaurs do have their thick skulls and their big headbutters. Why not protect it anyway, though? You know, gotta give the guy a bit of protection, especially if he's out there, you know, harvesting rocks and metal nodes. That can't be particularly good for it. I wonder, if I charge, can I... It's a bit hard to, like, land it because you can't turn while doing it. Oh, there you go. So I did do some damage. Oh, I did a ton of torpor, actually. Oh. Okay, if I just wait for it and charge now. No, missed. Oh, but I knocked you out, though. Okay, so the right-click charge does actually do a pretty decent amount of torpor. Whee! Oh, I missed it. Can you harvest thatch and wood? Yep, you definitely can harvest thatch. Can I just defend myself by knocking the crap out of this RG? You are level 80. Okay. How is a level 80 RG going to fare against my little level 20-odd Styggy? I would like to track you, please. Let me. There you go. Okay, actually, my little Styggy is doing pretty damn well, all things considered. That is doing some decent torpor. Now, obviously, the RG will fly away, so I won't be able to finish it. But that'd be a great way to then, you know, whip out the gun or the crossbow and finish it off. Although, maybe not actually. Because the RG is getting very bloody, but then I could easily just go, you know, get it to harvest something and it'd be fine. So you could easily knock things out, or at least carnivores, get them to harvest things and you should be quite fine. Landing killing shots with your crossbow, because you can use mounted weaponry. But in terms of my Styggy's health, god, yeah, he is tanking. Oh, the satellite's 50 armor. Oh, it's actually a really good saddle just by default. That makes sense. I did think I was taking way too little damage. Oh, that explains it. So what I'm also very curious about then is if I go use my charge attack and just kind of whee! I do wish to charge with breakstone, maybe not harvest because that would encumber you very fast, but maybe like a cost of using a charge attack would be it would break stone without harvesting it and you could just keep on charging. I know there are certain creatures now that do that already. I think that'd be a nice little addition to this guy just to make this a bit easier. But then again, no, it's such an early game creature, maybe that would be a bit too much. Nonetheless, let us drop this off. Give you a little bit of weight. You get a small little bit of weight per level. Very small leveling stats. And let's go ahead then. Yeah, not a bad little gatherer there. And, oh, that is again a lot more than, I think it's 75% weight reduction. I don't want to do math, but I'm pretty sure it's about 75%. It's definitely a lot more than half. Damn, how awesome. And I gotta say, even though the Anki is probably better, it's probably more proficient, it's at least higher level, the Stiggy, just for its mobility, is so much better. And this is only level 22. Let's go ahead then and just quickly check SDF. Is that going to work? Yes. Let's go ahead and take you. I really like the colours on the original one. And just have a look at you then. So this is a 150 tamed, perfect tame. And yeah, no, you definitely have much nicer stats altogether. 4k health, considering it's got a 50 armor saddle by default. A lot of weight, a lot of, you know, base weight. Yeah, this may actually be better than an Anki. Oh my god, actually, yeah, this is so much better to harvest with. You're just running around going crazy. This is so much more efficient. Oh, obsidian, that's true. Does that quite nicely. Okay, wow, this is nice. See, like I mentioned earlier, I know I kind of glazed over Kviden's earlier creatures a moment ago, but again, elegant solutions. It's nice having just simple, elegant solutions. This is great. This would be such a nice little fun addition to the game. Wow, that's a lot of things gathered very quickly then. I'm pretty sure my server settings are just default harvesting. I hope they're default harvesting. Yeah, no, that's really nice. So I'm just about to go and look for a Megaloceros and, oh, there's an acro. And while I'm doing that, I just ran past a ClayTrike and I just wanted to quickly mention that ClayTrikes have gotten quite a nice update as well. There are more variants. And there is now a Clay Pachy Rhino as well, which I really should probably do like a deeper look into all of them too, because Clay's been very busy experimenting with his ClayTrike and Clay Pachy. And I just thought, you know, like I said, it'd be a nice little mention because since we're looking at these just sort of fun, more humble TLC creatures, that one's worth a mention as well. I probably should actually make a video for those. Oh, and I should probably mention, you might be wondering, why am I doing this on the island and not on Ragnarok? Believe me, I really, really, really want to play more Ragnarok, but the fact that, so just so you guys know, while I'm running around looking, I'm going to go look for a Megaloceros. You might want to know that basically a lot of the Ragnarok spawn containers got renamed, so all of the typical spawn containers that you get on every map, like mountain, jungle, forest, beach, etc. Even though Ragnarok has all those biomes, the actual spawn containers, from a developer perspective, have been renamed. And because of that, if your creature is set to spawn in the jungle, well... Okay, that's good for another video. Oh! Okay, that's good for another video. Anyway, yes, as I was going to say, even if your creature is set to spawn in somewhere like the jungle, Ragnarok doesn't have the jungle. Ragnarok has a different name for it, probably like Rag Jungle or something, I don't know. No one knows yet, and that's the reason why a lot of modded creatures aren't spawning in Ragnarok properly yet, which have to wait until the dev kit's available. Until it's available in the dev kit. So, some creatures are working. I can confirm that, like Gigantophis, Acro, Edmontonia, Majunga, a lot of creatures are still spawning in the desert and the dunes for Ragnarok, because seemingly those spawn containers are the same as Scorched Earth, and therefore scorched creatures are spawning. There's also some oddities where my community has spotted Tarbosaurus from Paleoark spawning in the Arctic in Ragnarok, so that's a little strange. That's a dreadbeak. But otherwise, yep, just wanted to mention that. I would love to have recorded on Ragnarok today, but I would rather have reliable spawns, and the island is good for that. So, Megaloceros by Kviden, as I'm looking for it still. Now, these guys, unlike every other creature, these guys are an intended TLC. So you will not find vanilla Megaloceros, you will only find Kviden's Megaloceros after you've installed the mod and you've done a dino wipe. It will not break your current tames, but it does mean that you won't be able to find any more vanilla ones after a dino wipe unless you get rid of the mod. And thus, as a result of that, they will only spawn where regular Megaloceros spawn. To which I just realised I can find them much easier in the Arctic. I'm not sure why I'm here in the Redwoods. Let me go to the Arctic. Oh, actually, hold on. Look at that. Wow, that is a hell of a herd. There's a couple of more ClayTrikes over here as well. Wow. They're just completely random spawn. Pure coincidence. That's a couple of stegos and 2 ClayTrike packs. But altogether, that makes quite a really cool herd, doesn't it? Oh, here we go. I just turned a corner and immediately I found 2 Megaloceros here. Maybe it's a pair, actually. There's a whole bunch of bad all the way over there. Level 30. Right, I have a feeling that if I attack you, you're going to flee. Which is a shame, so I'd love to run you to another direction. Kind of like that one is, actually. There are so many scary things around here. Let's get you. You're safer. Okay, these guys are, again, just another regular knockout. So I'm going to go ahead and just bowler you. You look really cute with your doe spots. Oh my god. Knock you out. It's level 5. Oh no. So the Megaloceros is going to be a bit bigger and stronger than the regular Megaloceros. This is like a bit of a buff in TLC. So for balance reasons, they require superior kibble. Or, of course, just regular crops and berries. Oh, and there we go. That was another very fast tame. That took about a minute, probably like a minute and a half. Right then, let's go ahead, chuck a saddle onto you. It is using the regular vanilla saddle for now. I think what did Kviden say again? Still uses the normal Megaloceros saddle because I was lazy. You know what? Valid. I completely understand that. Okay, let's go ahead and run away. God, you are speedy. Let's run away into a bit of more safer location, and let's get a comparison then of the male and female, oh, hello, alongside the regular vanilla Megaloceros as well. Okay then, so here we have both the male and females of the original Megaloceros and the new Kviden Megaloceros Gigantus. Oh, there's scary things over there. I'm just going to put guys to passive. So, one thing to quickly note is that when it comes to doing cheat commands, the in-game... Piss off. The in-game name for the Megaloceros is actually just stag. So you can easily spawn in both of these, no problem, just by doing cheat SDF stag or cheat SDF Megaloceros. Megaloceros being the modded one, and stag being the vanilla one. There we go. Otherwise, these all have the same colours in the same colour regions. And the first thing I've noticed is that, first of all, the Kviden Megaloceros actually have coloured noses, which is really adorable and really adds a lot to the overall appearance of the creature. They have proper haircuts, so they're no longer quite as naked as the original ones. I understand why for an older Wildcard model they went with this, because haircuts can be quite finicky. And you can get away with sculpted fur, but as the game has progressed and as creature designs got more complicated, even vanilla ARK creatures like Thalicaleo and direwolf, Megaloceros really shows its age, where the sculpted fur may have worked at the beginning, it really doesn't anymore. You could have just gotten away with like a bigger mane, you know, or like a different colour region for it. But again, it's just evidence of how much this has aged. And thus the fluffy one here just looks so much better. The female one actually has a different pattern altogether. That's a really nice subtle touch. I know I mentioned earlier it had the doe spottings, but it's actually quite cool to see because typically in this game, the sexual dimorphism can be quite simplistic, and especially when it comes to like pattern variants, I don't think we really get those, do we? We might get like mesh changes, like antlers, but not really actual patterns in addition to that, so that's a very nice touch. It doesn't look like the antlers actually have a colour region this time, which honestly kind of makes more sense. As much as I like my big goofy coloured creatures, changing the bone colour on the Megaloceros' antlers was kind of weird. And otherwise, yeah, no, they just look cool. They're just happy guys. They're very sweet. Okay then, so one of the major changes or additions to this guy is the fact that the females actually have attacks. In fact, so here's a fun fact. Some of you may remember that Megaloceros was the first creature I made for Paleoark. In fact, I made it before Paleoark, because how I got invited to it in the first place. And me and Loki chose Megaloceros because we did a run in ASC where we spawned in the Arctic and we tamed deer to use to run to our new base because deer are very fast. But as a lot of you may know, The female Megaloceros in ARK is one of the most useless creatures because it doesn't have any attacks. It cannot attack. In fact, I can, prove it. Left click, right click, C, X. Dude, these guys are so useless that they have no attacks to even gather berries and feed themselves. So even though they are very fast, they can't bloody eat. So, really bad. And at least in ASC, I'm not sure about now, but in ASC, they have holes. Oh, they still kind of do. They have holes in their mesh where the antlers were ripped off. And to be fair, I think Kviden's just a little bit. It's hard to tell. Actually, no, I think Kviden has added like little bumpy bits. But yeah, no. At least in ASC, this was really prominent, especially on a baby, where when the fur cards weren't covering it, there are holes, like actual holes in the mesh. Here we go. Do you still have it? No. Okay. Well, it's an ASC thing at least. And that's why we made the Megaloceros model in the first place, and it's just really fun, just seeing finally a better thing to look at, as all we ever wanted was a better deer to look at, to save a lot of other creatures as well, like the terrorbird, another one where they're just kind of crap in game and the dreadbeak is so much nicer. Anyway, my point being is that Kviden's given the female ones an actual attack. She can bite. It's just a simple little bite. It does a little bit of damage, but at least now she can harvest. She can do something to defend herself. We already saw a moment ago she's actually very speedy, which is quite nice. And now, if we go compare it to the male, there we go. So the male also has that same bite. Oh, wait, actually, no, he does not. He does not have the bite attack. I don't blame him though, because he can just do this. He's got the regular antler attack, which can also gather berries. Oh wait, can it? Hold on. It can gather wood and thatch. There we go. Wow, the one time I couldn't find any plants. Oh no, it cannot gather berries. What about right click? Oh, okay, that's really fun. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Can just regular default stag gather berries? Hold on a second. Surely, right? Surely. Oh my god, no they can't. Not even the vanilla. Wait! I always knew the female ones couldn't gather berries. The male ones can't either. These guys can't even feed themselves. This is why I wanted. This is why, guys. I wanted a deer TLC. They can't even fucking feed themselves. I guess the male Kviden ones can't either, but at least the female ones can. Either way. So the stats overall have been slightly buffed. The male ones have a new attack that knocks back and does a bit of bleed, in fact. So I think this one might be the knockback. Let's go ahead then and test on you. So we've got regular left click, which does a lot of damage, and the right click. Yeah, so the right click actually does a very small bleed. I think it's about 5%. So that's actually not bad. I don't really like bleeds on creatures, but I think 5% on a deer, which typically flees in the wild anyway, that's actually really okay. I think that's quite acceptable. But also, these guys actually have some weight reduction. So some of you may know that Megaloceros, their one use in the vanilla gameplay is that they're actually very good thatch gatherers, and Kviden's capitalized on this to where now the Megaloceros has a weight reduction on thatch. I know thatch in general has a very low weight capacity anyway, but hey, who's going to complain, right? It's a bonus. It even has a little bit of wood reduction, weight reduction on wood. So 50% for thatch and 25% weight reduction on wood. So again, nice little option for a potential early game gatherer at level 30. So that's really not too bad whatsoever. And I mean, that's fast and speedy anyway. So, oh, hello. Fast and speedy anyway, so it's always convenient. Now what's really fun, I don't have Nucleus on the server, that's unfortunate. Okay, so for both the Megaloceros gigantus and the Stygi, there are also aberrant variants I mentioned earlier, so they can spawn an aberration and they do have aberrant variants too. But the Megaloceros also has a very rare chance to spawn as a lovely festive variant. They'll spawn in like Rudolph with a glowing red nose. So it's no wonder they actually gave it a nose. It just looks better anyway. But yes, you can get a Rudolph variant with a little red nose. And I would love to show you, but I'm in a bit of a rush and I don't have Nucleus on today. So I'm so sorry. But keep an eye out for that with our happy glowing red nose boy. Okay, otherwise, I do think that's everything. yeah, sorry, a very, very rambly video today. I have missed doing this. Probably could have made it a lot shorter. But no, that's really cool though. I really am a big fan of these solutions. Don't get me wrong, as an artist and a modder, I do have tons of respect for like the really big, crazy custom creature models. People are cooking some amazing things. It's so impressive, and I hope to do that kind of stuff myself one day. I can do the models, but I can't do the modding. I'd really like to learn how. But I also have a soft spot for these type of creatures as well. They're just, I keep saying it, they're good, elegant solutions, and I think it's just wonderful additions to the game. So great job to Kviden, and I'm really excited to see what comes next. Right then, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the mod as well, and as always, I'll see you all again next time. Cheers!